Today, we're ditching both Google Photos and iCloud Photos. I'm going to show you how you can replace this with free open source software that runs locally on something like a Raspberry Pi. The software we're going to set up is called Immich. It currently has a 4.8 star rating on both Google Play and the Apple iOS store. And despite being open source, it is jam-packed with features. Now, if you're wondering why you should consider doing this, well, there are mainly two reasons. First, it's always good to get rid of subscriptions. It seems everything is a subscription service nowadays, so the less recurring expenses you have, the better. But also, secondly, a bit of privacy is nice. While companies like Google claim they don't train AI on your images, they just somehow happen to have the most realistic AI image generation on the market. We can never really know, and even on their privacy policy website, it does say that they do use all of your data to build better services. Sometimes you just want things to be private and yours. For this tutorial, you're going to need a device. I've got a Raspberry Pi here, as well as an external SSD. This is really important. With this particular software, if I just tried to set everything up on the little SD card, that's not going to have the performance that we need. So if you're using the Raspberry Pi, you are going to need to pick one of these up. I will put links to some really good deals down below on both the Raspberry Pi and a hard drive if you needed to pick one up. If you don't have a Raspberry Pi, you can also use your computer, a spare laptop, anything that you have laying around the house. This will work on Mac and Windows, but their official documentation does recommend that you should do this on a Linux-based system with at least 8 GB of RAM. I'm gonna go ahead and connect into our Raspberry Pi. We're going to open up a terminal window. There's a few ways we can set up this software. We're gonna go with their recommended approach using Docker Compose. That's what we use for everything else on our home server on this channel. So we're gonna go ahead and copy these commands. Simply paste that into our terminal window. That will create a new folder and put us in that location. We're then going to get two files, a Docker Compose file and an environment variable file. If we type ls, we can see the files there. Now, a .env file is like a secret hidden file. It is there. If I go nano.env, we can see the values there. We're up to step 2. We're going to go into that .env file and set some values the way we want it. We can do that by running the nano.env command. I'm going to update the upload location. This is where is it going to save our files to. Right now, it's saying that we're going to save it within this current folder under library. But for me, this current folder is on that micro SD card, and we want it to save instead to that external SSD. What I'm going to do is open up my Windows Explorer here, and this Pi storage here is the file path to my media. What I'm going to do is quickly create a new folder. We'll call it Immich Photos. I'm going to copy that file path, and we're going to replace that over there. You then have the database location. I'm going to keep the database location where it is. I imagine it's a small, fast Postgres database. You might want to consider putting this onto the SSD as well. For testing purposes, I'm just going to leave it where it is. You then want to uncomment this line and set your time zone to your correct location. For me, that is Melbourne, Australia. You can then set the database username and password. I'm just going to leave it for default. This isn't going to be connected to the internet, so I don't have to worry about anything, but it is normally a good idea to change it from those default values. We can hit Control X to exit and then hit Y to save and then enter. Now, finally, we're going to start the container. Now that will take a bit of time to run. It took about half an hour. Also, I did run into a couple of technical issues. I was getting this error message. It seems I was running an extremely outdated version of my tools and Docker. To fix it, you simply run this command. After doing that, I could run the docker compose up -d command again, and it worked successfully. We can see that Immich has started up. It's got the server, the backend database. And so what we're going to do is head over to the post installation instructions, which shows us that it's running on port 2283. We should be able to access this through the web by typing in either the IP address or the host name of your Raspberry Pi. For me, that is home.local followed by the port number. We're going to click on getting started, set a username and password, go ahead and log in. We're going to run through the onboarding. Backups is an important topic. Actually, right now we have set this up so that we're saving things to one single external hard drive. Normally, when you're dealing with files, you'll do something called RAID, which is a way to protect your files because it splits multiple copies of your files across multiple hard drives. Unfortunately, with the Raspberry Pi, we can't do that. So if we lose that external drive, we lose everything. With this 3-2-1 backup strategy, it recommends having your original copy, another copy, plus something off-site. So if your house burns down, you're still covered. That is something you may want to give some thought to. What I plan to do is have everything on that single external hard drive, but I'm going to upload everything to my own private cloud using something like Amazon S3. This is more an enterprise level way of doing things in the cloud where you have complete control over your own data. Anyway, we're going to continue on and click done. This is what the web UI portal looks like. What we're also going to do is search for the app on the Play Store, go ahead and install it, and we're going to connect to our home server. For me, that was home.local on port 2283. Go ahead and chuck in your email and password. This is what the app looks like. To get started, in the top right-hand corner, we're going to click this cloud icon. This is where we specify exactly which files and folders we want to back up. Normally, you'd want to back up your camera folder. For demonstration purposes, I'm just going to go with a folder that doesn't have as many photos in there, just because it will take a long time to sync. Once that's done, we're going to go back in the top right-hand corner and enable backup. You should start to see the backup number go up and the remainder go down. Once that's done, you'll see a timeline view like this, which uses the metadata to put it all into a nice little timeline for you. And there are some pretty cool features that come with this free open source piece of software. For example, you can edit it to different aspect ratios so it can fit different social media websites. You can share. You can even search by people, location, or the camera that took the photo. In this case, it's going to use a local AI model to automatically detect that, hey, in our case with 20 photos, it's detected 2 main people, me and my partner, and one of our sons. So if I apply that filter, now I'm going to see all the pictures of our newborn. One other thing you can do, if you head into your profile, click on settings, you can enable cellular data for video and photos if you want. Right now, it's only going to back up when you connect to your home Wi-Fi. And you can enable auto sync. Instead of having to go into that backups tab like we did earlier, if you enable this flag, it'll automatically sync and organize your photos for you. So that's how you can use Immich to replace some of your other subscription services. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, YouTube reckons you'll like this one as well.